Another year, another anniversary. 4 years of fighting in Ukraine have left immeasurable scars. For the United Nations Security Council, the 4-year mark was a time to reflect.
Day after day, year after year, we have witnessed the cascading consequences of this blatant violation of international law, including the UN Charter.
The UN's political chief called the conflict a stain on our collective conscience. Several rounds of peace talks between Ukraine, Russia and the US have so far failed to yield a breakthrough, leading China's ambassador to the UN this week to urge the countries to seize the positive momentum to find a diplomatic solution.
4 years into the Ukraine crisis, the situation has come to a critical juncture. Recently, key stakeholders have conducted multiple rounds of engagement with a deepening negotiation process. Calls for peace have grown stronger, and the prospect for a political solution is now on the horizon. On the other hand, we witness continued hostilities, rising civilian casualties, and a deeply worrying humanitarian situation.
In the General Assembly, UN members held a symbolic vote, adopting a resolution supporting lasting peace in Ukraine. But Ukraine maintains Russia is not serious about ending the conflict.
Russia continues to demonstrate no genuine willingness to stop this aggression. Just throughout 1 week, from 8th to 15th February 2026, Russia launched about 1,300 attack drones, more than 1,200 guided aerial bombs, and 50 missiles against Ukraine, most of them ballistic.
Russia pushed back, accusing Ukraine of only looking for a truce as a breather to strengthen its military.
It is clear that Kyiv, facing serious difficulties on the front line as well as dwindling support from its Western sponsors, is primarily interested in a pause so that it can regroup and rearm.
Ukraine has undoubtedly dominated the UN this week in discussions, meetings and briefings. But away from here, UN agencies on the ground have also spent the week considering 4 years of conflict. UN shelters and field kitchens dot Ukrainian cities, including in the capital Kyiv. The UN estimates Moscow has now destroyed 65% of Ukraine's energy generation capacity, making the bitter winter months even harder.
I must say, as I travel around the country, I can see increasing fatigue. People are getting tired of this, of course, understandably. We want to see that the 5th year will bring lasting peace, a ceasefire and lasting peace with dignity.
In Geneva, another anniversary. The Human Rights Council this week marked its 20th anniversary. The UN Secretary-General used it as a chance to warn about the challenges that threaten the Council's work.
Human rights are under a full-scale attack around the world. The rule of law is being outmuscled by the rule of force. And this assault is not coming from the shadows or by surprise. It is happening in plain sight and often led by those who hold the greatest power.
Guterres also said it was more than past time to end the bloodshed in Ukraine. As another anniversary passes, Ukrainian civilians continue to suffer, leaving the UN to denounce the fighting and help how it can, as world powers still struggle to find an end to the conflict. Nick Harper, CGTN at the UN in New York.